Okay, everybody, it's time for another one of my famous tier lists, and this time we'll be taking a look at one of my favorite things in the world, which is the mall. We'll take a look at the best and worst of the mall, and I gotta say, the mall has obviously fallen from grace, but in the 90s, the 80s, 90s, 2000s, it was the center of the world, right? Like if you didn't know where to go, be like, oh, let's go to the mall. Why not? Like late 90s, early 2000s, as a young man who was down very, very, very bad, almost nothing I would rather do than go to the mall and look at pretty girls that I would attempt to get the nerve to talk to and inevitably fail because I was a coward and I would never actually talk to them. But I would stand around trying to get up the nerve to talk to them and then inevitably just go to GameStop or something and go buy some fucking dorky RPG and go home and play video games by myself instead of talking to her. But today, we'll take a look at the best and worst of them all.
And really quickly, I also wanted to mention my Patreon. If you like what I do on YouTube and everywhere else, joining my Patreon really helps me do this full time and worry less about videos getting demonetized by YouTube or copyright claimed by labels. Patrons get all my podcasts and main channel videos early. There are members only channels in my Discord that I'm super active in. I also do giveaways. For example, I've been giving away a lot of Emo's Not Dead merch, and you can also have me review your music, artwork, or anything else. All you need to do is join my Patreon at the $10 level, and then every month I do a call for submissions. If you want me to review something, just drop it in the comments of that post, and then I will review it live on Twitch. So if any of that sounds cool to you, hit the link in the description of this video, and I appreciate your support.
Let's start with something sad. How about that? We'll start with Macys. Here's what I'm always amazed by is the fact that like Macys is actually still in business. And I want to know like who goes there? Like who shops at Macys and for what? Why does Macys even exist? Yeah, old people, I guess. You go there to like buy some like ugly, scratchy sweater that's like $60. Like that's the thing that's crazy about Macys is it's not even cheap. It's expensive as hell. You know, you go to like the women's section there and they'll have like, you know, women's office clothes and it's some like crappy, you know, burgundy blazer for like $60. Yeah, it's like Ross, but expensive. Exactly. It's like hideously ugly, but also extremely expensive. And like, who goes there for? I don't know. I don't know why it even exists. I don't know how they're still in business, but they're still considered the anchor store of the mall. So yeah, Macys. I literally don't even know why Macys exists. Everything about it is awful and bad. All I think of as Macys is the store that you walk through to get to the parking lot. Certified. Well, I was gonna say F tier, but then I remembered that something even worse than Macys exists, which is Penney. Somehow even worse than Macys and somehow still exists. When was the last time you went to a Penney? Huh? Did Penney close down? You would think, right? Like, didn't we all think that Penney went out of business like 15 years ago? And yet somehow they're still around. If you're old like me, remember the Penney's catalog at Christmas? Unfortunately, I do. Got to have cheap basics, but that's the thing. They're not cheap. They're expensive as shit. Who goes there? 2009 got a yellow South Pole hoodie. That's exactly the kind of thing that I feel like Penney probably still sells yellow South Pole hoodies. That's what I think. Somehow it still exists. I don't know how. I don't know why, but look, they've got a Twitter account. Who are the 411 people following Penney on Twitter? Look how desperate this account is. Just every day they're tweeting, "Hi there, if we can be of assistance, please send us a DM. We're always happy to help." And then reply to themselves, "Hi there, we're happy to help. Let us know if you need anything. Have an awesome day." Like, great social strategy, guys. Like, how do they stay in business? That's my question. The only thing somehow worse than Macys is Penney, the so-called anchor stores that nobody ever actually wants to go to. But now we're going to get into the fun stuff. Oh, I should respond to it. You're right. I should respond to it. Hi, how are you? Just wanted you to know that I'm here for you. If you ever need to talk or get anything off your chest, feel free to DM No judgment. I'll just listen. Sometimes all we need is a sympathetic ear. Oh, give them a nice emoji. I don't want to use a heart emoji because that might come off as flirty. I don't want to seem religious either. What do you think is the right emoji just to let them know that I care? Maybe like the friendly smile emoji like this, yeah? How about that? Just a nice friendly smile. Okay, now it's time to do the fun stuff. Time to get into some stereotyping, okay? Let's talk about GameStop. I'm shocked that GameStop still exists. I know there was the whole GameStop stock business and stuff, and it hurts my soul because I want GameStop to work. I really do. I had so much fun going to GameStop back in the day, looking for used games. And I'll tell you another story about how down bad I was. In 1999, I think. I can't believe I'm going to confess to this because this is so terrible. I went to GameStop and I don't know what I bought there. And I was talking to the girl who worked there. And, you know, she was being nice to me because it's her literal job to be nice to me. But of course, I, being a moron, was convinced that that meant that she was romantically interested in me. But I was also too much of a coward to say anything to her face. Instead of asking her out at the store, I called back. Like after I got back to my house, I looked up the GameStop phone number in the phone book and I called her at the store and asked her on a date. I couldn't see her, but from the long pause after I asked her on a date on the phone, I could just imagine her turning bright red and wanting to just like shrink into a corner and die. And she was like, oh, I'm not allowed to like date customers or something like that. And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, of course, no problem. Did I get banned from the mall for that? No, but I should have been fucking publicly flogged for that. Cringe police, arrest this man. Did I ever go back? Fuck no, I never went back. You think I would ever fucking show my face in that place again? That's probably the most cringe thing I've ever done in my life. You would think that I would hate GameStop for that, but no, I love GameStop. I had some of the best times in my life going to GameStop and being so down tremendously bad that I looked up the store's phone number and asked her out on the phone. The villain origin story, that's right. Being down so tremendously bad. So I don't know. It's S tier for me just for that reason, if nothing else alone. Now I'll tell you about a store that I'm absolutely fascinated by. Do you guys know the Buckle? Or sorry, Buckle, not the Buckle. It's just Buckle. Yes. This is why I'm so fascinated by Buckle. Buckle is where you can still buy stuff like this. It's amazing. They've sold like bedazzled bootcut jeans and like American Fighter shirts and stuff like that are now like just starting to like be cool again. They've been selling them the whole time. Buckle is butt rock hot topic. That's exactly right. The military wife store. The racist country mom jeans. Yes. Exactly. I've got a soft spot for Buckle because you think of Buckle as the racist country mom store. I think of the Buckle as the broho supply store. And you guys know my feelings about brohos. If that's where this girl shops, then I'm there 24/7. Sign me up as the store manager. I just found my new career at the Buckle. But in all seriousness, it's just like another one of these stores where like, how do they stay in business, right? Like how? Yeah, 2000s brohos, the 2020 racist moms. That's true. Give him the phone number to the store. She's Finn's next phone call. I might do it, guys. I might do it. Listen, if I was single, I might do it. I might call up the Buckle like, yeah, hi, is Kayla there? Kayla, I don't know if you remember me, but I bought a pair of jeans from you about half an hour ago, and yeah, I was just wondering. Oh, you can't date customers? Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you around. Okay, bye. Yeah, you just wonder, how does Buckle stay in business? Like, who were the people buying these American Fighter shirts and the bootcut bedazzled jeans, and yet they have hundreds of stores? I don't know. So I don't know the answers to these questions, but I'm on board with it. you know, for the simple fact that they're keeping the broho lifestyle alive. And as you guys know, that's something that's very important to me. You know what? I'm putting Buckle up here on the S tier, because if we don't give them some positive reinforcement for keeping the broho lifestyle alive, then yeah, who will? Who will? There are a lot of racist moms. It's true. How about I'm going to do some stereotyping here, okay? I'm going to do some stereotyping here, and this one might hurt a little bit. Here's what I want to know. Cricket Wireless. There's a Cricket Wireless at every mall, and literally who shops there? I have to know who buys Cricket Wireless. Like, even the most broke ass people I know have fucking AT&T or T-Mobile or whatever. Like, how broke do you have to be to go to Cricket Wireless? Like, you know, I like to make fun of people. I've got my little joke about the guy who plays Xbox, drinks Pepsi, has an Android, and listens to Megadeth. You know what else? He has a prepaid Cricket Wireless phone. The receptionist at Planned Parenthood type of phone plan. It's the RC Cola guy. That's it. That's what it is. I gotta say, though, the one exception to this, to my mockery of Cricket Wireless users, is the exception to this is his female equivalent. Imagine this. Imagine you meet a girl pulling into the parking lot of 7-Eleven in her beat-up 2001 Oldsmobile Alero with McDonald's trash in the passenger seat, with a prepaid Cricket Wireless phone that she bought from 7-Eleven for $50, listening to Hollywood Undead. Here's the thing is, you know that girl fucks. You know she fucks. She's wearing Buckle, exactly. Wife her up while you still can. That's what I'm saying. Wife her up while you still can. It's going to be a rough ride, but it's going to be worth it. That's what I think. So, yeah, I don't know. Literally, who shops at Cricket Wireless? I don't know. But there's something about it. It's poverty, but there's something about it that's poverty in sort of a charming way. So I feel like I have sort of a soft spot for Cricket, even though it's trash. You know, if I had to spend the day, I think I'd rather spend the day at Cricket Wireless, because you might at least meet the girl with Cookie Monster pajamas and who listens to Hollywood Undead. So I feel like there's at least some upside to it compared to hanging out at Macys, when all you're going to do is run into your aunt that's going to lecture you about some shit. Okay, what's next? Oh, Spencer's. Yeah, let's talk about Spencer's. Let's talk about Spencer's gifts. Speaking of cringe, there are few things more cringe than Spencer's. And listen, you're talking to the guy who is so cringe that he called the girl at GameStop to ask her on a date. And even for me, the level of cringe at Spencer's is so high that I can't even walk inside the store. The one and only time that I went there, I thought Spencer's was like Hot Topic. So I thought maybe I could get like a metal CD or something like that there back in, like, I don't know, 2001 or something like that. And I walked in, and it's like half of it is butt plugs. It's like there's a whole part of the store that's like dildos and butt plugs and fucking, you know, shit like that. I'm like, what have I just walked into? They still have the shirts that say, I have the pussy, I make the rules. Yeah, so it's like you get your Brock Lesnar cardboard cutout, you get your butt plug, and you get like a Godsmack shirt all in the same place. I saw a glow-in-the-dark dildo at Spencer's. I feel like they would have fleshlights there. That's right. And a temporary tribal tattoo. I feel like it's like the one and old, like, it creeped me out too much. It was way too weird. They do not have fleshlights. Don't ask how I know this. I can't do it. I can't do it. Spencer's is just too weird for me. I can't do it. Who goes there? I mean, look at this. This looks like something from like an SNL skit that's supposed to be like, you know, oh, hey guys, do you want to go to that new edgy store at the mall? And they got this like, you know, freeware graffiti font for their logo with like the biohazard signs like spray painted on the fake brick wall exterior. Like, oh yeah, guys, let's go there. I don't know. I'm just, it freaks me out. I can't do it. Perhaps I'm allergic to these levels of cringe. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to respect Spencer's for that. The fact that they've successfully freaked me out with their like butt plug selection and Brock Lesnar cardboard cutouts, I respect it. I'm going to put them on the A tier simply for their ability to freak me out. I wonder if the employees have to answer questions on butt plugs. It's a good question. I'm like, hey, so do you think I'm more of like a medium or a large? You can look if you want. Should I go for the medium and let it be more of a relaxed fit, or should I get the large and make sure it's snug? What do you think? I do feel like there's a strong possibility that Hollywood Undead girl with the cricket phone, a strong possibility that she works at Spencer's, though. That's what I feel like. Very, very strong possibility. We can talk about Hollister. Sure, why not? We can talk about Hollister. Listen, I got a lot to say about Hollister. For those who don't know, I worked for Hollister for almost 4 years, and how the mighty have fallen. Hollister used to be so cool. Back in the day, back when I worked there, Hollister was for the cool kids. Hollister was for the cool white kids. Look at this. Is there anybody in this photo that's not white? They do indeed all look the same. It was a weird place to work. Yeah, pictures you can't take anymore. Like, there's one girl in here who's not white. They got one black guy here in the back. It was a weird time. There's literally one black guy. That's right. He doesn't look very happy to be there. They filed restraining orders against people for being ugly. Let me tell you how weird it was to go to the Hollister stores. You know, like the store managers are like all 10s, and they were so rude. I'll tell you a story about the culture of Hollister, okay? My job there, I did like marketing for Hollister and Abercrombie, and I had to deal with the store managers a lot, and they were always so fucking rude. Like, I would call from corporate headquarters and be like, hey, you know, this is Finn from the home office. We have this thing that we need you to do. And the store managers would always be so fucking rude. And I asked one of the girls I was worked with, I was like, what's the fucking deal with the store managers? Like, why are they all so difficult and rude? Like, shouldn't they be like kissing my ass since I'm calling from, you know, corporate? And she was like, well, we don't hire them because they're nice. And I was like, ah, yes, they literally hire them because all the store managers are like ridiculously hot girls. So yes, exactly. They're hot. They get to be rude. Literally their job is to be like the rude hot girl who you want to earn her approval by buying something from her store. That's like literally their job. And I respect it. Back when you could still be like a rude, hot girl who made people like me feel like shit, even though technically I was kind of your boss. You were so entitled, so stuck up, and so into yourself that you were still a fucking total asshole to me. I respect that. That's some real Chad energy. I say Hollister on the S tier. The old Hollister, these days, now Hollister is woke. That's the problem. Hollister is woke now, and they want to pretend like they're diverse. They want to pretend like they're not racist. Listen, just call it what it is. Stop trying to not be racist. Admit it. You're for the cool white kids from Ohio. Old school Hollister, back when you could still discriminate against ugly people, was S tier. It's all ruined now. Now they let ugly people like me shop there. It's a shame. The last thing that I want to talk about, every single mall has a Starbucks, and I want to give you my thoughts on Starbucks. I hate to say it. I really do, because you guys know that I hate snobs. You guys know that I want nothing more to pretend like I think Starbucks is great, because what I would love to say, I would love to be the contrarian guy and say like, oh, suck it, all you coffee snobs. Starbucks is amazing and great, and I love it, and I go there all the time. But here's the problem. Starbucks is absolutely fucking terrible. The coffee is literally like, I would literally maybe rather just not have coffee at all than drink Starbucks coffee. It's awful. It's so burnt. It's terrible. It is almost undrinkable. I hate to say it, because you guys, listen, you guys know that I like to play for the winning team, okay? So if something is popular, I want to like it, because my logic is if I like the popular thing, then that means that I'm one of the popular kids. And if I'm one of the popular kids, then I don't have low self-esteem anymore. And so in my effort to make myself feel better through consumerism, I've tried to convince myself that Starbucks is good, but it's absolutely fucking awful. That's true. See, maybe if I liked Starbucks, then the GameStop girl wouldn't have rejected me. Maybe she was like, oh, he doesn't even go to Starbucks? Ew. Goodbye. Maybe if I like Starbucks more, then she wouldn't have rejected me. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, it's awful, and it's so expensive. It's true. It's so expensive. Like, the shit's like $7. And I hate to say it, as much as I want to like Starbucks, because as you guys know, I like anything that's popular because I'm desperate for the approval of normies. I gotta say, Starbucks, absolutely awful. Can't do it. It's terrible. It sucks. And I would literally rather get gas station coffee than Starbucks. Not even exaggerating. I would literally rather get gas station coffee than Starbucks. It's absolutely awful. So there it is, people. Next time you go to the mall, print this out, bring it with you, and you'll know where to go. Just do me a favor and see if the girl at GameStop still works there. And if she does, just say, hey, listen, my friend Finn was asking about you. Do you know, is there any chance that maybe you'd give him a second chance? Just see. If she says no, then just be like, oh, haha, I was just joking. He totally doesn't even like you. Actually, he said you're ugly and he only asked you out for a joke. But if she says yes, then let me know and I'll call her after work today. No, I will call her on her lunch break now. Okay, friends, that does it for this edition of the Mall Store Tier List. Join us next time. Fuck no, I never went back. You think I would ever fucking show my face in that place again?